Welcome to Saturday Sign with Sandy, and I am going to start out just real quick because we have a lot of signs to do and I want to get out. Okay, so the first sign we're going to be doing is again. And again is good, especially when next sign is ask. This is starts out like this and you go ask. So you can ask for it to be done again. Anyway, IASL is what we're doing right now. And what we're doing together is signing. So that's how the sign for signing goes like this. So if now that's actually a great sentence. So let's just right here go with if don't understand. So remember this was understand. So you understand, but you're like, you shake your head and you're like, I don't understand. So if you want somebody to sign again, you would say again, and then, because you're basically saying sign again because I don't understand. Okay, see, that's, that's only two signs. It's just two signs, right? And so, oh, look at that. Now you could even do that too. You can say, I know two signs. So when you do class, it's C's. Remember your C hands? Remember I told you a lot of this stuff is initialized? Okay, so C hands, here's a class. So it stands to reason that a group, which is your G hands, goes the same way, group. So it's a class, or is it a group? Let's see what, oh, deaf and hearing. Okay, your D hand, so deaf. It's coming away from the ear, deaf. Or somebody could be hard of hearing, and it's two H's. I mean, the H is going hard of hearing, or hard of hearing. If somebody can hear, they speak. See, now isn't that kind of intuitive? Deaf, hard of hearing, and speaking. Somebody who can speak. Like to teach goes like this, to teach. And if it was a teacher, you go teacher. I mean, yeah, to learn is like this. But if it's a student, learner, which is a student. And also when you're learning, you might ask somebody to go slow, okay, slow. And it's really, it's just going slow. I'm sorry, like this, up the hand. And slow, what else do I have? I can't see my writing with this here as well. Finger spelling. Now you've seen me do that before, I think. When I'm saying finger spelling, you're just wiggling your fingers. So the other one is to sign. We already did that. We did slow. Teach, we did that. Oh, thank you. Oh, you want to have manners and say thank you. And also, if somebody says thank you, you can say you're welcome. Now, if you want to welcome them, say to your home, you would say welcome. You're coming inward, welcome. But if you want to be nice, you can say thank you, or you're welcome, or again, welcome to my home. Okay, let's see, what else do I have? Oh, okay, do you remember when I told you about like other people, like they, like they or them? Well, what if you have two people? Then you could say the two of them, or remember, oh, I haven't given you the numbers. How rude. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's do the numbers real fast, okay? So it's the first five face you. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 3 is like this because if it was in the other direction, it would look like a letter. So 3, 4, 5, and 6 goes in this way. As does 7. If we were facing that way, we just 7, 8, 9, or 10. Or if you were just counting straight out, you could just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And why do you need to know that? Well, because if you're talking about, say you want them 3, you say the 3 of you go. Or if it was me and them, I would say the 3 of us or it's just two of us, I'd say the two of us go, or the two of us eat. So I think once you get your people, is it like the two of us going somewhere, or is it the two of them going somewhere? So again, directional makes all the difference in the world. I wanted to point out, oh, we talked about your father, your mother, but what about if you have a grandchild? Say a grandson would go like this. So remember the male area is on the top, the female area is on the bottom. So that would be why this was father, this was grandfather, and if you went like this and like this, it's a grandson. I should move back a little bit. Or if you went outward like this and then like that, then it's a granddaughter. And I am expecting a grandson this weekend. So yay, excited. Okay. Class, ask questions. More. I always like the sign more. And it, yeah, because if you want to know more, it would be easy to just ask somebody to do it again. And that's, I think, how you're going to learn. Okay, that's all I have for now. I'm going to, like I said, try to post the word list, and I am not going to do the ABCs again because it's on last week's video. And I'm trying really hard not to sign what we're not covering so that it doesn't get to be too much. You can always go back and take a look at what's already out there. But let's do this again. I'm just going to try from what I could see to go over the words. So it's again. You want me to do that again? Again. And ask. You start out like this and ask. Just goes forward a little bit. Ask. So always ask if you don't understand. Okay? So we have ASA, ASL, which is definitely a good 3-letter word that's good to understand. Did I tell you good? This is good, yeah. And let's go awful. Awful. And you remember the face, you have to make your face like, ooh, that was awful. It's almost like something awful tastes bad. Awful. I wanted to give you some opposites too on some things, but I just can't seem to find it because it's right where the glare's at. So, okay, I hope you have a good day. Oh, we'll do that. We'll do good days and things like that in later sessions. But for now, bye. Say you go somewhere and you see some deaf people that are signing and you want to get somebody's attention. The correct way to do that would just be to go. You're just waving your hand, kind of like, that's like saying, excuse me. And it's not rude, not at all. Okay, say people are talking and you don't get it. It's not that you don't understand, it's not that you don't understand the sign, you just don't understand what they mean by what they're trying to say. So you could go, that's like, no, I don't get it. But say you do get it, you're like, oh, I totally get that. I know what you mean. You could just go. It's like, oh yeah. So that's a sign for, oh, I see. Okay. So now let's talk about hand signs. So hand signs have 4 manual parts. It is the hand shape. Like for instance, you'll see the flat O sometimes, splayed 5, the number 1, D's. Anyway, so a hand shape is very important, of course, and so is the location and the movement. And orientation is almost always facing forward, except you may have noticed when we did the ABCs, G and H were not. They're facing to the side. P and Q are down. So, but other than that, almost everything typically faces forward. And so the other thing, let's talk about the movement. Some things are very similar, but like for instance, you know how you had done he or she or it? Well, if you did they, it's a sweeping movement, like they. If you were talking about these, you could say these. It just goes this way. But if you're talking about these and you're talking about a list, like say it's on a blackboard, you go this, like these. I mean, I'm sorry, not this, these, because it's listed in this direction, right? So now let's talk about actually some handshakes that are almost the same. It's the same place, same location, but the sign is different. Like if you say please, please, versus sorry. And that's just an S hand, same location, same movement, but what changes is one little part, like S for sorry. Another shape that's very similar but different would be things and children. Here, children, like children, or things. Now, I remember that because I would think I'm patting the children on their heads, 2 or 3 kids, versus things that just bounce away. Okay, so I wanted to do some signs that you already know, because there are a lot of signs you already know. Now, or how about, did you guess? This is your cat. Here's for a dog. So a friend of mine, I used to work with her back when I worked in DC. And whenever she would leave me, or I would leave her, or we'd go our separate ways, she would always do this. So here's a sign for C. Here's a sign for later, because later's going forward into the future. So she'd go, and it's just see you later. So see, it's kind of like see you later. So, well, I hope you're having fun. So here's a sign for fun, here's a sign for funny, and here's a sign for work. So I hope this is not work. I hope you're having fun. And if you think it's funny once in a while, that's okay. I just really want you to learn what you can. Okay.